This episode of Sharing the Future presents...
There you go. How did you find this?
I was like looking around at the
Yeah.
a project that opens up the way to the future, with new technologies expanding the potential of mushrooms.
キノコっていうと目に見えるキノコってみんな想像するんですけど、花のような状態で、子孫を残そうとしている最終形態なんですね。で本来キノコっていうのは、土の中に、木の中にあって、菌糸という形でもう蔓延します。
This is the mycelium of a particular kind of mushroom whose identity must remain confidential. The technology that makes use of it is attracting attention as a way to help protect the global environment.
This is actually the mylia that we just harvested. It was made pure from mycelium, which is the root part of mushroom, a strong fiber. And we grow them by using agricultural waste as the nutrients of the mushroom to grow.
This is mycelium leather, a natural man-made leather. It's characterized by its low environmental impact compared to genuine leather, as it requires a shorter production time and doesn't involve tanning. Moreover, as a material, it features the same strength and flexibility as animal skins.
For example,
This new material is already being used for shoes and bags, and applications are expanding. It's even being considered for car seats.
最初このマッシュルームレザーと出会った時はもうすごく衝撃で、もともとキノコって食っていう可能性しかなかったんですけど、本当にあらゆる業界に対して、キノコを提供できるっていうのはキノコ屋として可能性に満ちてて非常に面白いなっていうのが最初の印象です。
outer layer of
Today, new initiatives for using this natural material are underway in Indonesia and Japan.
For us, ethical business is all about a holistic approach towards business. It's all about not only looking for profit while don't care about the environment and the people. And if we can create like a greater environmental impact, we can actually make our business sustain longer.
Innovations developed in Indonesia and Japan's proud mushroom cultivation technology are changing the world. Nagano Prefecture is a major producer of mushrooms in Japan, boasting an annual production of 150,000 tons. A Nagano-based trading company specializing in mushrooms is now teamed up with an Indonesian startup company to create a project to help realize an ethical society.
こちらが一室を改装したばっかりの部屋でですね、今テーブルと椅子を発注中で今月末作るんですけども、ここが商談室になるかなといった感じです。
Inui Keita is a core member of the project. In 2022, his company purchased a long-abandoned inn, and it's currently being renovated. They have various interesting ideas to play with. In fact, it's well known that a samurai warrior's residence once stood here.
ここからですね、浅間山が一望できるんですね。で、この部屋を将来貸しオフィスか何かにして、地元のベンチャーの人たちに使っていただければなっていうのを構想としては思っています。
As their office, Inui and his team are actually using this refurbished old storehouse, which is detached from the main building.
すごくシンプルなんでね、うちの事務所は。マーケティング業者兼コンサルティング業者なのでですね、そんなに物いらないんですよ。
In 2017, Inui set up a trading company specializing in mushrooms for overseas markets. He's now actively promoting Japan's mushroom cultivation technology from Nagano to the rest of the world, focusing on machines that improve production efficiency.
弊社が発行している日本のキノコの専門雑誌です。全部英字です。
キノコの栽培って結構ニッチなんでなかなか外に出ないんですよ。なんで我々はたくさん農家さんとかともネットワークがあるので彼らに協力していただいて彼らのノウハウっていうのを海外に発信して、日本の技術素晴らしいねと日本の技術を導入したいっていうような流れになるような感じで販促活動をしてます。
Just before the COVID pandemic, Inui and his colleagues contacted an Indonesian startup company that possessed mycelium leather technology. The move was triggered by company co-owner Obuchi Kota, who was looking for new ways to boost the domestic mushroom industry.
でいろいろとそうインターネットで調べていくときに革新的で面白いなって思ったのがマッシュルームレザーだったんですよ。
Cisarua is a hilly area at an altitude of 1,000 meters, located 150 kilometers from Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia. In 2015, a startup company was born in this farming village to develop a business using local materials. Leading the product development is one of the co-owners, Ronald Diaz Hartantio.
So we started off with agricultural waste. This is sawdust or agroforestry waste that we use. And then after this, we put mushroom spores inside, fungi spores. It will harden like this. This is a fully colonized, as you can see here, the inside is actually similar like this. Then after this, we can harvest the outer layer of the mycelium into this.
We were privileged to observe part of the production process of mycelium leather.
We will take the outer surface of this mushroom blocks.
Mycelium leather is made by peeling the surface of blocks made from mushroom mycelium, which is tightly bound to agricultural waste, such as sawdust.
This is a harvest.
They like to say that rather than manufacturing mycelium leather, they are cultivating it. So this process is always referred to as harvesting. During the 6-week production period, the product undergoes various other processes before completion, including drying. It's produced with an overwhelmingly lower environmental impact than genuine leather. In addition, this block, called the medium, which remains after the mycelium leather is harvested, is processed and compressed for use as another material.
Our first iterations of the materials is actually building materials. So that's why our first iteration is actually similar like this, a structural mushroom materials, which is hard but lightweight.
This chair, produced in collaboration with an architectural company, is 100% made of mushroom mycelium. Weighing only 3 kilograms, it has the strength to withstand a weight of 600 kilograms. It's a truly magic material. Simply by changing the manufacturing method, it can be turned into flexible leather or a robust construction material. So, how was such a new material utilizing mushroom mycelium born? A clue can be found in an Indonesian traditional foodstuff.
Pak punten tempe ayah pak? Oh ya. Indonesian traditional food, similar with our materials. Fuwa mo.
Tempe is an Indonesian foodstuff made from fermented soybeans. It's characterized by its block shape, with interwoven layers of white mycelium and beans. It has no odor and a light taste, and it's widely used as a cooking ingredient.
This is a similar concept that we use for the materials. Beginning of everything. No.
Inui and his colleagues believe that mycelium leather, the new material created in Indonesia, will help to save the Japanese mushroom industry.
今日本のキノコ産業ってある意味ターニングポイントだと思うんですよね。キノコのビジネスもやめようという企業様がちらほらと見え始めてるんですよ。ただ我々からしたらすごくそれはもったいないんですね。マッシュルームレザーを作る過程において、そのハードな面、工場っていうハードな面の、ほぼ6割ぐらいは通常のキノコの栽培の施設が使えるんです。
In fact, the number of mushroom producers in Japan has decreased by 70% over the past 20 years due to price competition and a lack of successors. Mycelium leather production could provide a great opportunity for the dwindling number of mushroom producers. Producing mycelium for mycelium leather can be achieved by using growing racks not currently in use. This can be a great benefit for mushroom producers.
すごく可能性を感じました。どうしても部屋はあるのに、使えないっていうような状況があったりするので、こういった空いた施設を活用できるのであれば、ぜひそこもチャレンジしてみたいなと思って。
Meanwhile, an Indonesian startup company is trying to help solve local social issues by means of mycelium leather production. The company started with 5 founding members, including Ronaldias, now has 60 staff members. Local villagers are employed in the factory, and expectations are high for more job creations in this region with few job opportunities. Working hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. for both the researchers and the production staff. In the company led by Ronald Diaz, nearly half of the employees are women. Indonesian women are still often prevented from entering society, especially in farming villages where old values remain strong. Against that background, the company has created a place for women to work with this project.
Ini ngapain sih?
Lagi milihin backlog yang mau diproduksi. Yang ini udah boleh diproduksi karena udah semua putih dan udah tua.
Rina Carolina works as an operator for the production team.
Oh, kalau uangnya sih alhamdulillah ya. Cita-cita mau bikin rumah juga udah alhamdulillah.
Completed 3 years ago, Rina's house is about a 10-minute walk from the office. When we paid a visit, we immediately noticed an objet bearing the name of the company.
Penggemar dan pencinta.
Using scrap wood from the factory, Rina made it with her carpenter husband, who in fact built their house.
Jadi kata suami sih terserah aja. Kalau mau kerja boleh, kalau enggak juga enggak apa-apa.
Rina is a mother of 2, a 17-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter. She says they still keep her hands full.
Membantu suami biar agak ada pemasukan lebih gitu.
Women's participation in society is one form of the ethical behavior that aims for a sustainable working environment. Ronald Diaz majored in architecture at university. When carrying out preservation work on Indonesian traditional buildings as a class project, he came to believe that stabilizing the livelihood of villagers was the first step toward proper preservation. To launch a business that could take advantage of village resources and technology, he focused on biomaterials, which were gaining worldwide attention. That's how the production of materials utilizing agricultural waste began. Ronald Diaz has tried many types of waste that might be suitable for mycelium leather.
Sawdust, rice husk, corn husk, pisang, batang pisang, tebu.
More than 30 items. And he now uses oil palm trees that have been felled.
Because if we want to produce in large quantity, we need a consistent amount of raw materials.
Indonesia is one of the world's leading producers of palm oil. The disposal of old oil palm trees that have reached the end of their life and the squeezed waste of fruit produced in great quantities by large-scale plants has become an issue.
This kind of waste that we use is actually the farmers usually don't use it anymore. Like usually some of the agricultural waste, they burn it and then turn it into biomass and then for energy. However, for this one, in the plantation, usually they burn it on open air and then the smoke goes to Singapore.
Ronald Diaz believed that the spread of their project could help to solve his country's environmental problems. They were equipped with innovations that could impact the world and the raw materials needed. What was needed next was a technology to enable mass production of the new materials. It was at this point that Inouye and his colleagues contacted them. Adi Reza Nugroho, a co-founder of the startup, witnessed firsthand the Japanese cultivation techniques in Nagano.
I'm quite impressed how they grow or cultivate the mushrooms. They're using the technology, automation system can help the production scale seamlessly. So it's inspired me to do more collaborations with them because we also want to scale the production using the same equipment that they have.
As a result, a joint venture consisting of one Indonesian company and 3 Japanese companies was established in July 2022. Their first task was to prepare to market mycelium leather in Japan. The know-how on the production of mycelium leather was introduced to Japan from Indonesia.
映るかな、かなり大きいんですけど、こんな感じですね。60×60 センチ、今販売していこうと考えている一番大きいサイズですね。
This is mycelium leather made in Japan. Inouye says he wants people to enjoy the unusual patterns that appear on the surface.
元気形成です。いわゆるキノコの芽ですね。
The unique patterns are in fact the sign of the mushroom trying to grow.
環境要因を変えることによってこういう自然な柄を少なくしたり大きくしたりすることができるっていう。本当にたくさんの企業様からお問い合わせいただいてまして、やっぱり皆さん言うところは、持続可能性っていうところをすごく重要にしててですね、マッシュルームレザーはまさしくその持続可能性の目的に沿った新素材っていうところで注目されてます。
World-class fashion brands are also now working on development, and the mycelium leather market is expanding. The joint venture is currently improving a Japan-based mass production system, ready for implementing full-scale sales in the Japanese market.
元の建物から結構変わりましたよね。だいぶ変わりました。
A mycelium leather production plant is now being constructed by repurposing a disused city facility. The company says that once it is completed, mass production will be possible to meet the anticipated future demand for mycelium leather.
予定通り進んでまして、はい。
Cultivators of the mycelium who participate in the joint venture have high expectations for the capabilities of the new plant.
キノコだけにとらわれずにやっぱり可能性を秘めたところへ新展開をやってみたい。やはり日本のいいものはやっぱり世界へね、日本を大事にしながら世界もやっぱり出していかないと。
The joint venture is preparing to mass produce mycelium leather not only in Japan but also in Indonesia.
やっぱ街並みってあれですよね。その南アジアとか東南アジアって似てますよね。去年の9月ぐらい来たと思うんですよ。 ちょうど1年ぐらいですね。はい。去年ほぼほぼ1年は、彼らの持ってる技術の導入に、集中したんですけども、今回の目的は、日本の工場も稼働し始めるんですけども、でインドネシア側はどういう方向でグローバル戦略をやっていくか、日本側はどういうふうに、国内の戦略およびグローバル戦略っていうのを、確立させていくかっていうようなところの、調整ですね。Hello.
Hello,
Hey.
Hey.
Long time no see ya.
久しぶり。
久しぶり。Hey.
Thanks so much for coming.
Japanese technology has already been introduced in some of the Indonesian factories. One of these is a clean room for the cultivation of mycelium, essential for the production of mycelium leather.
キノコの菌をどこで手に入れるかっていうのは自分たちで作ってるんです。キノコの菌が枯渇しないようにある一定の種菌の管理はしなきゃいけない。
A portion of the mycelium is cut off and grown further. The key here is to avoid contaminating the room where the work is done with germs. Thorough measures are taken to prevent any influx via clothing or the air conditioning.
ここでヘパフィルターが入ってて、ここから空気を入れてるんですよね。外から入ってくる空気ってのは一切ないです。全部ここを通して入ってくる。
Japanese know-how, including the pollution control measures essential for the stable production of mycelium leather, is a foothold for increased production.
This is the same also in a Japan facility, part of the HVAC system.
Robbie Zidna Ilman is Chief Operating Officer of the Manufacturing Department.
Then the result is very good because in the first half we get the contamination more than 50%. Now, the end of this year, we can reduce the contamination and below 30%.
Robbie is looking forward to further improvements in production efficiency by Japanese technology.
The next feature, we expecting we can maintain the contamination lower than 10%.
Yeah. I think now we already set up our power plant in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So it might be better before you start construction in your new plant in the future. Maybe come to Japan to see how we build inside. That's maybe helpful for you.
Yeah. Yes.
After we did some trials with MYCL Japan and here in Indonesia, now we become more confident to scale the facility. So we plan to increase the capacity by using the automation system, better clean room, using Japan standard.
The number of friends who support the mycelium leather project is increasing. Aparna Bhatnagar Sasina is one of them. She supports the social advancement of women living in farming villages through the production and sale of traditional handicrafts. She's working with Ronald Diaz and his team to develop products.
What I liked about them is they were young entrepreneurs who started by experimenting locally, and the fact that they're using waste to create something that is eco-friendly. And I'm environmentalist, so for me, I love them.
Ronald Diaz and his staff are preparing for an event to be held in Jakarta. What they have in their hands is a new material for structural use.
Tema acaranya envisioning nature. So this is material from the nature. So we're showcasing the materials. That's one thing for sure, because this is a novel materials. Not many people knows about it. That's why we need to raise awareness about this on the market and the designers as well.
They're also putting a great deal of effort into promoting the use of the new materials.
Oh, okay.
1 week later, objets made by the team are put on display at the event. Many people are very interested in the products of the team. Visitors to the venue include Indonesian architects and people from the fashion industry.
Saya nggak membayangkan ini dari jamur sih. Bentuk-bentuk ini yang terbuat dari konkret, tapi di jamur ini sangat padat tapi ringan gitu. Dari jamur itu bisa menghasilkan sebuah bentuk baru gitu.
Kalau saya, karena saya merupakan mahasiswa arsitektur juga ya, jadi kami masih berusaha belajar gitu. Piece ini bisa dipres-pres sehingga menjadi bahan solid seperti ini gitu. Jadi menurut saya ini ya bisa dibilang lumayan revolutionary lah di bidang arsitektur itu sendiri.
At the venue, Ronald Dias is being asked many questions.
MYCL's objective is actually to provide high-quality sustainable materials through biotechnology by utilizing agricultural waste and collaborating with local community for a better future generations. And that's because we believe mushroom can save the world.
December 2023. In Nagano, the new factory that will serve as a production base for Japanese mycelium leather launches operations.
ここからが新工場の中ですね。
Mushroom cultivation technology, cultivated over many years in Japan, and innovations born in Indonesia have joined hands to share the future, and mass production of the new materials has begun. The first harvest at the new factory is scheduled in 1 month.
僕たちもともとキノコ屋なんで自然が好きなんですよ。自然と共に生きたいみたいな気持ちがすごく強くて、山も好きだし川も好きだし、でそのキノコの栽培技術っていうのを使った応用でマッシュルームレザーができると。本当に天然由来の新素材になるので手に取っていただいて自然と共存しているんだよと、そういったものを少しでも感じてもらえるような社会になっていけばなと思ってます。要はあれですよ、人間も自然の一部ってことですよね。
Working toward the realization of an ethical society, their challenge with innovation continues.